of the violence over there. And I think what we saw recently of the massacres that over there, even with the ethnic of the Negroes between themselves, not just with the Arabs. Arabs now, they are outside of the affair. Even the problems now in the South Sudan between the Negroes themselves. So we hope that we can find a good agreement and a fair one, this in order to solve the problem as it's possible. You know that South Sudan, it's a very important republic now for Egypt now.
Yeah.
South Sudan should be the main solution now for the water supply for Egypt. Now we have a big problem with Ethiopia after the dam that they construct now. So for Ethiopia or for South Sudan, 80% of the water that is coming from the Blue Nile, from Ethiopia, and even from the White Nile, from the Great Lakes, 80% of this water they are they are lost in vain in the belt of Savannah and also on the grasslands over there. So we should benefit of such water before going to the belt of Savannah. This by the project of the channel of Gongli and Gongli Dam and other projects. I think for this part it's very important for Egypt. So even that we have some.
Okay, this is for Egypt, but if we talk that no agreement happened so far, still things will as is for a long time, how this would affect regionally, the country, what's the negative impact on the region?
The tension, disturbances, and what we see now, and the civil wars between even the Negroes, civil war between the Arabs and the Negroes, you know, the instability and security of the area now, this all parts that they are in a struggle and all this. So it's very important also for Egypt to intervene in this affair, to be with these parts, because it's very important for us. Sudan also, we should support Sudan, even that Sudan had some attitude or negative attitude with the problem of the dam of Ethiopia, but also Sudan for us, it's a very important part. The sources of the Nile and other water came from Sudan, 55 billion meter that comes of the water. So it's very important for us for supporting Sudan and also for the South Sudan, that is for the future for us. Both of them, Egypt should be a very important factor and very effective player on the scene, not just to leave this for the international intervention in general.
Okay, you spoke about the two tribes, the Messiria and the Dinka. There growing tension between them and they're fighting now for months. How do you explain the animosity between the two tribes?
As I said, Dinka, originally for them, they came from the center of Africa, from the equatorial lakes, okay, or the Great Lakes, and then they were living there in this area. Messiria, they came with the arrival of the Arabs when they went to Ethiopia, went to south of Egypt, to Sudan, after the Islamic conquest of Egypt or the Arabic conquest. So lots of Arabic immigration that they went there to Nubia, and after that they went to Sudan. Some of them they settled in Darfur, and then some of them in Middle or in Kordofan. Some of them they went to Ethiopia, to the north of Ethiopia, to the land of Piga, between the Nile Valley and the Red Sea. And a part of what is in Kordofan and Darfur, that they were living in Abyei. So after that, the Savannah, they prevented them in order to go more to the south. So for both of them, the Messiria, they believe that it's our land. We live there from long time. And for the primitive Dinka, they believe that it is our land, and we live there also from long time, and we have all the rights, and the other parts, they have no right even to elect or to participate in the local election there for the local parliament and all this. You know, it's very complicated for that affair. Every side believes that it is my land, okay, especially of the Dinka. Dinka, they are more fanatic of this affair, and they want to prevent the Messiria or the Arabic tribes this to participate on the operations and what happens there in the Abyei. So the affair is very complicated between both of the sides.
Every tribe is obsessed with its rule. Okay, South Sudan ambassador to the United States said that although the international community did not recognize the outcome of the unilateral referendum in October, it reflects the aspiration of the Dinka to join the South. How do you explain that?
Yes, Dinka, we should also say that Dinka is the biggest group or the Negro group there.
The most powerful there.
Yeah, the most powerful and the biggest of number also.
Yeah.
And I think, and according to some statistics, that a little bit older at the end of the 20th century, we talk about more than 1 million person of the Dinka, just the Dinka. And I think now we can talk about 1.5 million or even 2 million person that they are living there. So Dinka, it's a powerful tribe there. We have also another race, another kind of demographic group. We have, as I said before, that we have Shilluk. Shilluk also is very big and strong. We have also the Nuer that belongs to Riek Machar. So this now, it's a struggle between both of them, because they found that the Dinka, they would like to have the full power of that of the domination of the affair in the South Sudan. So that, you know, what we have now, it is an ethnic problem and a trouble of that kind of both of them.
And what do you expect in the near future to happen?
Yeah, I said that is very complicated also for that affair. The international intervention make it more complicated of the affair, and also the newer now with the Riek Machar and such kind of group that they are now more powerful. So the Dinka now they were obliged in order to have negotiation with Riek Machar and his groups, this in order to stop the civil war. So and I think also with the U.S. intervention, I think a little bit could be stopped for a while, but also it's very complicated even for the near future of that affair.
Okay, would granting self-rule to Abyei encourage similar actions like in Darfur?
I think it is the same affair. That also in Darfur, also we have that kind of ethnic. The whole Sudan suffers of that problem. This is of the ethnic groups. Okay, but in Darfur, even for all of them, they are Muslims. You know, even that they are originally Arabs or that they are Negroes, all of them, they are Muslims. But now we come back to the fanatic or the ethnic one, that Negroes, that they believe also that the Arabs like Misriya, the Masalit and the other Arab tribes, that they have no right also to be there, and you know, they come in the season of water to benefit of the time of water, and then be back after that when the time of dryness there on the north of Darfur, and then they come back on the time of the rain. You know, it's something like that. I think it is similar all over Sudan, between what happens in Darfur, what happens in Kordofan. Also, it's a very big problem. Also, in Abyei in the South Sudan, you know, it's very complicated for Sudan now. So this what obliged Egypt this in order to have a strong intervention of this affair, because the land where the Nile comes to us, so it is very necessary for us that to have the stability of this, and also to be an active player of that affair.
So we don't expect in the near future any agreements, any talks, any progress in the near future for both governments? For
such affair, we have just hopes. Mm-hmm. Just hopes. Mm-hmm. You know, it's very fierce and very severe, and even that there is a problem, you know, that massacres, we have killed people that are everywhere, that we saw every time on the media. So it's very complicated, but we have hopes also, that we hope that we should have an agreement to stop the civil wars and to have that stability, because it is something important for Egypt also, and for the rest of the people.
And the rest of the region, of course.
Yes, sure.
Sudan is a very important country, yes, and it's now divided. So all the best for Sudan. Well, Mr. Ismael Hamed, researcher in African Affairs, thank you for joining us, and welcome once again to Africa Today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, this brings us to the end of our show. I'm Dina Mamdouh. Please stay tuned.